All right, you want to talk about this last story with Sakurai teasing a new game?
Yes. All right. So, Masahiro Sakurai, he has been doing a series on YouTube on creating games. This is something that he's been doing for the past 2 years, and he actually had his last episode on Tuesday. And he revealed that this is something that he has actually had been planning out since um, working on the DLC for Smash Brothers Ultimate, and he had scripted out the entire series and had everything completely planned out ahead of time and had been recording it. So that's why things had updates had been consistent with putting out videos, and that was incredible. However, he also said that he has been working on a new game proposal, and that it's something that he's been working on. Uh, and let's see, when was the last time he said that he had been working on it? See here that says that then late October of 2021, Sora, which is a company, was released, and my work commitments were more or less wrapped up. There was, of course, that new game proposal I'd written that I'd been given the okay to move forward with production, but it was going to take some time to assemble the right team. The right target time frame was April 2022. Until then, I would have to wait. So yeah, there's not much more that was mentioned, but he pretty much does, confirm that the game is still in development, but we don't know anything else about the game. We don't know what it's about. We don't know if it's anything. Well, we just don't know anything about it, to be honest. But we do know that he's working on a game, and we'll definitely have to see what it's about and what's happening there. But yeah. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, anytime Sakurai makes a game, I'm interested for sure because he is an incredible game developer. I mean, granted, most of what I've played of his has been Smash Brothers, but I played some of the older Kirby games, and just this guy's brilliant, and he really he loves what he does, and he works really hard. And I mean, for me, even though I don't play Smash Brothers anymore, or at least almost never do, I still have a great love for the series. I used to be completely obsessed with it, and it's just the way he designs those games, plus also always makes frame rate a priority. Just like, this guy is fantastic. I think the only game he couldn't get 60 was Kid Icarus Uprising, because it was 3DS, but at least what I played of that I really liked. And I played very little, but I did like what I played, and just, I mean, this guy's brilliant. Of course, the fact that he got Smash Brothers 3DS running at 60 frames per second with 3D turned on. Just like, dude, you are fantastic. And Smash 3DS is still, honestly, it's probably my favorite. And not necessarily in terms of the overall content, because Ultimate is obviously the best in terms of overall content. But Smash 3DS is my favorite because it was the first portable Smash Brothers, and it was the one I played more than anything else. Of course, it also came out before the Wii U version came out, which is part of it. But for me, it was just like, okay, I get to play on a handheld. Once I figured out, how to get the controls working well enough to where I was comfortable with them, it was just like, ah, man, this is so great. And of course, the 3D worked great. It looked great. It played great. I think I've told you this before. I am the crazy person who actually would use my 3DS as a controller for playing on Wii U, because I was so used to playing with this 3DS. And I'll grab my 3DS here. So I didn't have this grip at the time. I've only had this for maybe like a year or two. But I have had this circle pad grip on my circle pad for years, which makes a huge difference, because otherwise the circle pad's super slippery, but this gives like a great grip. And so just like, I loved playing the game on 3DS. It was superb for me. And I, just put like a ton of time. Like I was able to get the demo for Smash Brothers 3DS before it came out, and at that time the only characters you had Mario, Link, Mega Man, and the Villager, Animal Crossing Villager, and I played all four of them just a ton. Well, I should say more. I played Mega Man and the Villager, and then Link, because Link is still the GOAT as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Sakurai. It's hard to say. I would have to say probably Kojima I like more than Sakurai, but only because I've played a lot more of Kojima's games and loved all of them. Whereas with Sakurai, I haven't played as many of his games technically, unless well, I don't know. That's kind of hard to say which is true. I think Metal Gear, because of Metal Gear Solid and Death Stranding, I played more of those games than I played Smash Brothers games, because there's only been 5 Smash games. I guess technically 6, but so I don't know. It's probably a pretty close tie, but because of the fact that Metal Gear Solid is something I would definitely go back to, whereas Smash Brothers I don't play as much anymore. That's the only reason why I would have Kojima edge out Sakurai. But regardless, Sakurai is brilliant, and he's been working on the game since 2022, whatever it is, so we could very well see it. I'm guessing it's probably going to be within the first year of the Switch 2 that we'll see it. Just based on what we've seen with how he works on games, I could see that very much being the case. It may be a little bit longer, but it kind of just depends on what type of game it is, because it's not going to be another Smash. And I think that's part of the reason why Smash 5, or why Smash Ultimate took as long as it did, was because of the fact that it was because of the fact that it had such a massive roster, and there was so much character balancing and everything else that he had to do for that. So, but anyway,
yeah, it's definitely, he's definitely done a whole lot of work, and considering the fact that he's been sick multiple times during the development of his games, just because he's just been so tired. I mean, honestly, regardless, I mean, we don't know what game it is, but I really feel like after he puts out this next game, he should just retire and get some rest. I mean, he's done so much work that I'm just like, please don't get yourself sick anymore. Just enjoy the time off. Just relax now. You've done a whole lot of work, and you've earned it. As far as I'm concerned, that I mean, yes, he enjoys making the games. That's why he keeps going on. In fact, even after being sick with during the development of Smash 4 for 3DS and Wii U, he was still ready to just get back in and do it all over again for Ultimate. And I'm just, it's incredible. I mean, we don't know what he's working on. Like you said, I definitely doubt it's gonna be another Smash game. I wouldn't even say it's a Kirby game either. I would probably say it's either, it could possibly be something Kid Icarus related, or it could just be completely new IP.
Yeah.
I'm partially leaning toward the latter, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, say, maybe a new Kid Icarus game, or maybe it would be, I mean, granted, no. Because it did say it was a new title, so I wouldn't think, I mean, unless maybe it was a remake, I doubt it would be anything like some sort of like remaster or something like that. But yeah, it definitely will be interesting to see what it is though. But yeah, he's definitely done a lot of good work. Like, I've played the older Kirby games similar to what you did. Like, I played Kirby 1 for the Game Boy. I played Kirby 3. Didn't play the Superstars games. I played Nightmare in Dreamland. That was, I definitely enjoyed that. But then, mainly, and of course I play a little bit of Kid Icarus from the NES Classics collection, but then primarily just Smash Brothers is what I've been, playing. But I mean, Super Smash Brothers on the N64. That was my the first game that I ever owned. Got that for also part of my first game console, the N64. Got that on Christmas morning. So that really means a lot to me. And in fact, I still even have just like my copy of Smash Brothers, just because I'm like, this was the first game I had. This game means a whole lot to me. So many memories, especially when playing at a lot of like birthday parties and stuff, family relatives, and we all just got the controllers and stuff. But yeah, he's definitely had a long run, and I still believe that he should just get some good rest, because I mean, I feel like with a lot of these people, especially recently, who was it? Nobuo Uematsu. Initially he put out a statement saying that, I can't remember what game it was, he was writing the music for. He said this is
it was Fantasian.
Yeah, he said it was his last work for video games, and people thought, oh, it's the last one he's doing, this is it for him. But then he said that it's not his last one. I think it's just like his last major one, and he's probably just gonna do some minor stuff here and there. But for him as well, I mean, he's been doing this stuff for a long time. I wouldn't be upset if he said, yeah, I'm just going to retire now, because you've done a whole lot of work. I mean, I feel like for a lot of these creators, like I feel like they really are in it just for the passion and the love of it, because I feel like anyone else honestly would have just said, hey, I've got my paycheck, I'm ready to cash out now. But these people have just such enthusiasm and love for what they do that they just want to keep going, even though that they're physically tired. And I just have to admire them for that, that they're that committed to it. But yeah, definitely good to hear this. It's definitely interesting seeing what Sakurai has in the future.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's all I got. You got anything else, or is that it?
That's it for me.